What do you think about Sega's decision to make a figure of Tiamat Alter Ego out of nowhere for no reason, right? Given that there are so many other more popular characters in FGO. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. For today, there is a mini figure review of some kind. So this figure right in front of me, we are looking at Sega's Luminastar series prize figure, Tiamat Alter Ego from Fate's Grand Order Arcade, FGO Arcade. So this figure, this is something unique, something special, and something completely unexpected. I'll explain why in a second. As for the figure unboxing process of this video, well, basically it is just taking the figure out from this box right here and plugging the figure into the base, nothing else. But if you still want to check her out, then there is a short video right up here which I uploaded about a week ago, last Friday, so you can check that out, right? Because initially I wasn't really planning to review this figure at all, since this is just a simple prize figure. But since one of you asked for it, I was thinking, well, maybe why not, right? There is no harm in making more videos for a YouTube channel. Not to mention, more content is always a good thing, regardless of view count or whether this character is popular or not. Just keep uploading. Okay, now a quick mention about the box over here. This is nothing special. The box is very tiny, very small, and quite nice to look at. And despite being a prize figure, there is a Type Moon hologram sticker over here. Just to tell you guys that, just to verify that this is a genuine figure. Okay, and then regardless of how small this box is, because this is a prize figure, I wouldn't recommend buying this one single figure and shipping it individually, because it is really not worth the shipping cost, especially if you are shipping this thing around half the planet just to get to your country. The shipping cost is still quite high. So the best way to buy this figure is to combine ship it with your other purchases instead of this one single individual purchase. As for the figure itself, right, this is kind of a curiosity situation to me. Firstly, Sega Luminastar. All this while, FGO figures are under Sega SPM series, right? Super Premium something, right? This, which is part of their premium price figures, supposedly higher quality than their usual price figures without the SPM tag. And now they come up with this Luminastar series in the recent few months or so, right? It is quite a new lineup, and I'm not sure how is it any different from the other price figure lineup. This is the part I don't understand. But naming aside, the figure itself, right? This is where I felt a bit curious about how did Sega come to the decision that making a figure of Tiamat, of all FGO characters, Tiamat is a good idea, right? This definitely isn't the first time Sega ended up making something that no one else cared or bothered with. Cleopatra was one example. Sega SPM Cleopatra. About 2 years plus after that figure was released, until today there is no high quality scale figure of her from any scale figure brands out there, both genuine and third party. And then for some reason they decided that Tiamat is a good idea to make into a prize figure. Well, maybe because this figure's design is so simple that it is easy to make her into a prize figure and not compromising on the quality department, right? As you can see, this figure is really plain. Like, this is a very alien looking white dress, right, with barely any details on it. Like, there are some fine details in the sculpting, but that is where it ends, right? There are no color trims or very tiny details which require separate painting because it is of a different color. The whole thing is just semi-gloss white. So I suppose that it is really easy to make this figure without messing up the paintwork, which is what I'm guessing over here. The sculpting department is actually quite impressive though, especially around her hair and the back over here. The details is quite amazing. For a prize figure once again. However, the figure also feels a bit too low contrast in color. Like, the color is quite bland, quite boring, quite dull to look at. And some details, it felt like they lack contrast. Like, maybe these horns over here, we need to see more panel lining. Like in Gunpla, the panel lines, if you use marker and draw some panel lines on the detail part, the Gundam looks a lot more detailed. That is what it feels like for this figure because the paintwork has no shading to begin with, no weathering of any kind, and combined with the lack of panel lines or deep lines in all the detail departments, yeah, the figure starts to feel a bit dull and low in contrast. Even more so when her eyes are not black color. If you get what I mean over there, the outline of the eyes are not black color but looks more like magenta or some other color. So the entire figure looks rather pale, low contrast, and dull. It doesn't look attractive. The figure's paintwork is quite nicely made, like you can't find any flaws on it. No paint scratches, no paint transfer, all those stuff. Not to mention the sculpting on the face on this Tiamat figure. It is really precise, it is really accurate compared to the official artwork of the character you see in the game, right? So despite this figure being a relatively low detail, low quality figure by all means, since this is a price figure, for a price of about 1500 yen, 1500 yen to 2000 yen, this is actually a pretty good purchase because there is nothing quite wrong with the figure. And the best part about this figure is that, yeah, the face sculpt is pretty much perfect for price figure, no complaints at all. Just for the face alone, which Sega did an excellent job. For that very reason alone, I think every FGO collector should pick one up since this cost very little, and yeah, that includes shipping since the box is pretty small. As for the height of this figure, initially I heard that this was around 15 centimeters, which was really small, but this turns out to be around 19 centimeters from the bottom of her feet all the way to her head over here, 19 centimeters. This base is a cheat code to inflate the dimensions of the figure to almost 21 centimeters, but it is more like 19, which is good enough for a price figure, right? So in the end, if you were to ask me, is this figure worth picking up? It is an absolute yes, given the price point. But remember, combine ship her with other stuff you are buying. Before I end this review today, I have a question for you guys watching this. What do you think about Sega's decision to make a figure of Tiamat Alter Ego? Out of nowhere, for no reason, right? Given that there are so many other more popular characters in FGO, like we haven't seen a price figure of Saber Altria for so long, for so many years, but the genuine scale figure set of things, the high quality scale figure brands, yeah, they keep pumping out Saber figures. But putting the scale figures aside, the high quality expensive ones, we'll take a look at the price figure market. Why do they go for characters like this but not the more popular ones? Even Ishtar, I think there has been only 2 price figures of her. Ashkigal, not many as well. And then, I mean, think of any popular FGO character you have in your mind. And more than likely, they don't have a price figure at all. So this is quite a head scratcher to me. I don't understand Sega's product planning and how they decide, how they make decisions when making figures, right? Perhaps the simplicity in the design of this character, this Tiamat Alter Ego over here, might be the one playing a major role in Sega's decision. This is my pure guess, by the way. I don't know how they work over in Japan, right? So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this review today, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe to this channel for more high quality scale figure reviews, price figure reviews like this in the future. Until then, I'll see you guys again very soon. Goodbye.